Shalom, shalom. Officer Marakata, the Bunyan Yasharala, and Mashara Yasharala coming at you with the Deuteronomy reading. Last day of Tabernacles for somebody else. Ours was yesterday, but brothers are still in Tabernacle, so we'll all still be read. Give me that, Janat.
Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 9. And Moses wrote this law and delivered it unto the priests, the sons of Levi, which bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord, and unto all the elders of Israel. And Moses commanded them, saying, At the end of every 7 years, in the solemnity of the year of release, in the feast of tabernacles, when all Israel is come to appear before the Lord thy God, and the place which he shall choose, thou shalt read this law before all Israel in their hearing.
And that's what we're doing. The second law. We're reading the law in front of all of them for their hearing. All right. So we're going to start at Deuteronomy chapter 9, verse 1. Hear, O Israel, thou art to pass over this Jordan, to go in to possess nations greater and mightier than thyself, cities great and fenced up to heaven, a people great and tall, children of the Anakims, whom thou knowest, and of whom thou hast heard say, who can stand before the children of Anak. Understand therefore this day that the Lord thy God he is, which goeth over before thee. As a consuming fire, he shall destroy them, and he shall bring them down before thy face. So shalt thou drive them out and destroy them quickly, as the Lord hath said unto thee. So this Lord again is Hamashiach Yahushua. I can go to Acts 7 and 35 and read down. You can also go to 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 1 to 15. Same readings. So this is Hamashiach Yahushua who's going to go before them. Okay? Verse 4. Speak not thou in thine heart, after the Lord thy God hath cast them out before thee. Let me show y'all what the heart is real quick. This is Genesis chapter 6, verse 5. Remember, precept upon precept. Isaiah 8, Isaiah 9. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thought of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth. It grieved him at his heart. So we're going to precept upon precept to let you know that when he said, Deuteronomy chapter 9, verse 4, speak not thou in thine heart, speak not down in thine heart. After that, the Lord thy God hath cast them out before thee. So this is your heart. That thing in your chest, they just call it heart. It's a big muscle that pumps blood. You can't think, you can't feel the heart. This right here gives the heart signals to still live. Okay, so they both need each other, heart and the mind, the heart and the heart. But this is the heart that thinks and feels for you, that sends, signals and everything down throughout your whole body. But this is the heart, okay? Metaphorically, this right here is your heart metaphorically. But literally, this is your heart. Right? So Deuteronomy chapter 9, verse 4, speak not thou in thine heart after that the Lord thy God hath cast them out from before thee, saying, for my righteousness the Lord hath bought me in to possess this land. Don't say that. At this time, you got to understand how our ancestors are at this time and how they're being. So for your righteousness' sake, you're reaching. But for the wickedness of these nations, the Lord doeth drive them out from before thee. For these nations' wickedness, their idolatry, you could go over to Isaiah 15 and read about Moab and all the idolatry and the worshiping other gods. The Most High will drive them out their land like they do in Isaiah. You can go to Jeremiah as well. And Jeremiah is speaking about Moab, how the Most High is driving them out of the land for their wickedness. It's just the stuff that they be doing is just wicked. All right. So because of these nations' wickedness, the Most High drives them out of the land. Just like he drove us out of our land, the land of Jerusalem. And now you got it's desolate right now. Our land is desolate. So they moved over to the land of Samaria where they can get something to grow. All right. So verse 5, not for thy righteousness or for thy uprightness of thine heart doest thou go to possess their land, but for the wickedness of these nations, the Lord thy God doeth drive them out from before thee, and that he may perform the word which the Lord sware unto thy fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Pay attention to this. I'm going to read this again for you. Watch this. Not for thy righteousness or for the uprightness of thine heart doest thou go to possess their land, but for the wickedness of these nations, the Lord thy God doeth drive them out from before thee, and that he may perform the word which the Lord sware unto thy fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So who's the Lord that swore unto thy fathers? Hamashiach Yahushua, who you and we call Jesus Christ. Y'all need to go read John 1 so you can understand why they call him Jesus, and just read it and get back to me. I don't want to tell you. I want you to read John 1 to John chapter 1 and John chapter 2. All right, read that. Verse 6. Understand therefore that the Lord thy God giveth thee not this good land to possess it for thy righteousness, for thou art a stiff-necked people. And you that read this video and that don't want to agree with me, you're stiff-necked people. I'm reading it right from the Bible. I'm not making it sound like anything else. It is what it is. All right. Verse 7, remember and forget not how thou provokest the Lord thy God to wrath in the wilderness, from the day that thou depart out of the land of Egypt, until ye came unto this place, ye have been rebellious against the Lord. Also in Horeb ye provoked the Lord to wrath, so that the Lord was angry with you to have destroyed you. So let me just precept that anyway, just because you got to. You know, Okay, here we go. So this is Deuteronomy chapter 9, verse 6. Understand therefore that the Lord thy God giveth thee not this land, not this good land to possess it, for thy righteousness, for thou art a stiff-necked people. Remember and forget not how thou provokest the Lord thy God to wrath in the wilderness, from the day that thou departed out of the land of Egypt until ye came unto this place. Ye have been rebellious against the Lord. Also in Horeb ye provoked the Lord to wrath, so that the Lord was angry with you to have destroyed you. All right, watch this. This is 1 Corinthians 10:1. Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant, how that our fathers were under the cloud and all passed through the sea. You can go to Exodus 16 and 10 to 12 for that. And were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea, and did all eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same drink. And did all drink the same spiritual drink. For they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ. But with many of them God was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. Now these things were our examples, to the intent we should not lust after evil things, as they also lusted. Neither be ye idolaters, as were some of them, as it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink, and rose up to play. Neither let us commit fornication, as some of them committed, and fell in one day 320,000. Neither let us tempt Christ, as some of them also tempted, and were destroyed of serpents. Neither murmur ye, as some of verse 10. Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured, and were destroyed of the destroyer. Now all these things happen unto them for examples, and they are written for our admonition, our correction, upon whom the ends of the world are come. Wherefore, let him that thinketh he standeth take heed lest he fall. There hath no temptations taken you, but such as is common to men. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. Wherefore, my dearly beloved, flee from idolatry. I speak as to wise men. Judge ye what I say. So this was the God that judged them in the wilderness, was Hamashiach Yahushua. This is the man that did that. All right, through the power of his Father. Father gave him the power to rule over you. Okay, so I'm going to start back at Deuteronomy chapter 9 and verse 9. When I was gone up into the mount to receive the tables of stone, even the tables of the covenant which the Lord made with you, then I abode in the mount 40 days and 40 nights, neither did eat bread nor drink water. And the Lord delivered unto me 2 tables of stone written with the finger of God, and on them was written according to all the words which the Lord spake unto you in the mount out of the midst of the fire, in the day of the assembly. So let me go somewhere else real quick. Just got another priest. I want to see something. Give me a second, y'all. It's like I need to get something. All right, this is Deuteronomy chapter 9, verse 9. When I was going up into the mount to receive the tables of stone, even the tables of the covenant which the Lord made you, then I abode in the mount 40 days and 40 nights. I neither did eat bread nor drink water. And the Lord delivered unto me 2 tables of stone, written with the finger of God, and on them written according to all the words which the Lord spake with you in the mount, out the midst of the fire, in the day of the assembly. And it came to pass at the end of 40 days and 40 nights that the Lord gave me 2 tables of stone, even the tables of the covenant. And the Lord said unto me, Arise, get thee down quickly from hence, for thy people which has brought forth out of Egypt have corrupted themselves. They are quickly turned aside out of the way which I commanded them. They have made them a molten image. So let me precept that up real quick, just to give you an understanding who this Lord is again. Because I'm just trying to make sure y'all understand that the Lord here is Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. All right. This is the book of Acts, chapter 7. I'm gonna start at verse 26. And the next day he shewed himself unto them as they strove, and would have set them at one again, saying, Sirs, ye are brethren, why do ye wrong one another? Right? But he that did his neighbor wrong thrust him away, saying, Who made thee a ruler and a judge over us? They said that in 1 Corinthians as well. Verse 28, Wilt thou kill me, as thou didst the Egyptian yesterday? Then fled Moses at this saying, and was a stranger in Slack. Verse 29, Then fled Moses at this saying. When he said that, Moses just like got up out of there. And was a stranger in the land of Midian, where he begat 2 sons. And when 40 years were expired, there appeared to him in the wilderness of Mount Sinai an angel of the Lord in a flame of fire in a bush. When Moses saw it, he wondered at the sight. And as he drew near to behold it, the voice of the Lord came unto him, saying, I am the God of thy fathers, capital G, lowercase o d. I am the God of thy fathers, the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. Then Moses trembled and durst not behold. Then said the Lord to him, Put off thy shoes from thy feet. So when Moses went up there after the 40 years, what I'm saying? He went up there and the bush was burning. He was talking to the Lord, but it wasn't the Most High. It was Hamashiach Yahweh Shai giving a message to Moses from the Most High. I have verse 34. I have seen the affliction of my people, which is in Egypt, and I have heard their groaning, and am down to deliver them, and am come to and and am come down to deliver them. And now come, I will send thee into Egypt. This Moses whom they refused, saying, Who made thee a ruler and a judge? The same did God send to be a ruler and a deliverer by the hands of the angel which appeared to him in the bush. 1 Corinthians 10, 1-15. Hamashiach Yahushua. He brought them out after that he had shewed wonders and signs in the land of Egypt and in the Red Sea and in the wilderness 40 years. This is that Moses was said unto the children of Israel, a prophet shall the Lord your God raise up unto you of your brethren, like unto me. Him shall ye hear. And that's Hamashiach Yahushua, the tribe of Judah. 38. This is he that was in the church in the wilderness with the angel. Again, this is he that was in the church in the wilderness with the angel which spake to him in Mount Sinai. Now, I got to break that again down for y'all because it gets a little tricky. So listen, verse 38. This is Acts chapter 7, verse 38. This is he that was in the wilderness with the angel, who Masha, which spake to him in the Mount Sinai. Okay, hold on. Okay, start from 37. This is that Moses which said unto the children of Israel, a prophet shall the Lord your God raise up unto you of your brethren, like unto me. Him shall ye hear. This is he, right? Shall ye hear? This is he that was in the church in the wilderness with the angel. So Hamashiach Yahushai had an angel with him, which spake to him in the Mount Sinai, which spake to him in Mount Sinai. So when he went up there, it's that angel, which was Hamashiach Yahushai, and he had an angel with him. And with our fathers who received alive the oracles to give unto us, to whom our fathers would not obey, but thrust him from them, and in their hearts turned back again into Egypt, saying unto Aaron, make us gods to go before us. For as this Moses, which brought us out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him. See? And you can keep reading that if you want to. And go down and down. I just want to give you an understanding of what it says. All right. This is Deuteronomy chapter 9, verse 9. When I was going up into the mount to receive the tables of stone, even the tables of the covenant, which the Lord made with you, then I abode in the mount 40 days and 40 nights. I neither did eat bread nor drink water. And the Lord delivered unto me 2 tables of stone written with the finger of God. On them was written according to all the words which the Lord spake with you in the mount, out of the midst of the fire, in the day of the assembly. And it came to pass at the end of 40 days and 40 nights that the Lord gave me the 2 tables of stone, even the tables of the covenant. And the Lord said unto me, arise, get thee down quickly from hence. For thy people which has brought forth out of Egypt have corrupted themselves. They are quickly turned aside out of the way which I commanded them. They have made them a molten image. Furthermore, the Lord spake unto me, saying, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. Let me alone, that I may destroy them, and blot out their name from under heaven, and I will make of thee a nation mightier and greater than they. So I turned and came down from the mount, and the mount burned with fire, and the 2 tables of the covenant were in my 2 hands. And I looked, and behold, ye had sinned against the Lord your God, and had made you a molten calf. Ye had turned aside quickly out of the way which the Lord had commanded you. And I took the 2 tables and cast them out of my 2 hands, and brake them before your eyes. And I fell down before the Lord as at the first 40 days and 40 nights. And I did neither eat bread nor drink water, because of all your sins which ye sinned, and doing wickedly in the sight of the Lord, to provoke him to anger. So, what is sin? Can you get that for me? I think that's First John. For sin is a transgression of the law.
First John chapter 3, verse 4. Whosoever commits sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is a transgression of the law.
So if you sin, you broke the law. For sin is the transgression of the law. Our ancestors were breaking the law. Okay? They wasn't supposed to commit idolatry. This is Deuteronomy chapter 9, verse 16. And I looked, and behold, you had sinned against the Lord your God, and had made you a molten calf. You had turned aside quickly out of the way which the Lord had commanded you. And I took the 2 tables and cast them out from my 2 hands, and brake them before your eyes. And I fell down before the Lord, as at the first 40 days and 40 nights. And I did neither eat bread nor drink water, because of all your sins which ye sinned, and do it wickedly, in the sight of the Lord, to provoke him to anger. For I was afraid of the anger, and woke displeasure wherewith the Lord was wroth against you, to destroy you. But the Lord hearkened unto me at that time, because Yahushua just wanted to build a whole nother nation. He's like, man, I'll make you a bigger and stronger and mightier nation than that. Just get rid of them. All right? People crazy, man. Verse 18. And I fell down before the Lord as at the first 40 days and 40 nights, and did neither eat bread nor drink water, because of all your sins, which ye sinned, in doing wickedly in the sight of the Lord, to provoke him to anger. For I was afraid of the anger, and woke displeasure wherewith the Lord was wroth against you, to destroy you. But the Lord hearkened unto me at that time also. And the Lord was very angry with Aaron, to have destroyed him. And I prayed for Aaron also at the same time. And I took your sin, the calf, which ye had made, and burnt it with fire, and stamped it, and ground it very small, even until it was even until it was as small as dust. And I cast the dust therefore into the brook that descended out of the mount, and at Taberah, and at Mashah, and at Kibroth at Tavah, ye provoked the Lord to wrath. Likewise, when the Lord sent you from Kadesh Barnea, saying, go up and possess the land which I have given you, then you rebelled against the commandment of the Lord your God, and ye believed him not, nor hearkened to his voice. You have been rebellious against the Lord from the day that I knew you. Thus I fell down before the Lord 40 days and 40 nights, as I fell down at the first, because the Lord had said he would destroy you. I prayed therefore unto the Lord and said, O Lord God, destroy not thy people and thine inheritance which thou hast redeemed through thy greatness, which thou hast brought forth out of Egypt with a mighty hand. Remember thy servants Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Look not unto the stubbornness of this people, nor to their wickedness, nor to their sin, lest the land whence thou broughtest us out say, because the Lord was not able to bring them in to the land which he promised them, and because he hated them, he hath brought them out to slay them in the wilderness. Yet they are thy people and thine inheritance, which thou broughtest out by the mighty power and by the stretched out arm. You know, he, that was some praying. Moses is praying that that Mashiach Yahweh Shai just, ultimately he was praying to the Most High through his son. You know what I mean? He was just praying that he just didn't destroy him. That's his inheritance. You know what I mean? You're going to have to, nah, I'm not saying he's going to have to. I take that back. When you think about it, you have an inheritance and you have a people to rule over. You have to show a great amount of patience and long suffering for people. That is, you're just going to have to do it. But to buckle down and 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 just pray for their change, like Masha did. And you gotta suffer people, man, and their ignorance. So it's patience, patience, man. All right. Well, Kashara, the bar Yahweh, Anaya Shah, Wanashama, all that Yahweh said, what are we doing here? So this is chapter 10, and I'll read. At that time, the Lord said unto me, hew thee 2 tables of stone, like unto the first, and come up unto me into the mount, and make thee an ark of wood. And that's in Exodus 34 and 1-3. Verse 2. And I will write on the tables the words that were in the first tables which thou breakest, and thou shalt put them in the ark. And I made an ark of shittim wood, and hewed 2 tables of stone like unto the first, and went up into the mount, having the 2 tables in my hand. And he wrote on the tables, according to the first writings, the 10 Commandments. Remember, they were written on both sides. Remember that. Both sides. And you go to Exodus 32. You can go to Exodus chapter 32, start at verse 14 and read to verse 17. And it'll tell you about the stones were written on both sides. Verse 4. And he wrote on the tables, according to the first writings, the 10 Commandments, which the Lord spake unto you in the mount, out of the midst of the fire in the day of the assembly, and the Lord gave them unto me. All right, you can go to Deuteronomy 4:3-6, and chapter 12, verse 14. You can get it there. And I turned myself and came down from the mount, and put the tables of the ark which I had made, and there they be, as the Lord commanded me. And the children of Israel took their journey from Barath of the children of the Iakan to Moses. I'm gonna start that back on verse 6. And the children of Israel took their journey from Barath of the children of Iakan to Massyria. There Aaron died, and there he was buried. And Eleazar his son ministered in the priest office in his stead. From thence they journeyed unto Gudgodah, and from Gudgodah to Jopbath, in a land of rivers of water. At that time, the Lord separated the tribe of Levi to bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord, and stand before the Lord to minister unto him, and to bless his name unto this day. Wherefore Levi hath no part, no inheritance with his brethren. The Lord is his inheritance, according as the Lord thy God promised him. And I stayed in the mount, according to the first time, 40 days and 40 nights. And the Lord hearkened unto me at that time also. And the Lord would not destroy thee. And the Lord said unto me, Arise, take thy journey before thy people, that they may go in and possess the land which I swear unto their fathers to give unto them. And now, Israel, what doeth the Lord thy God require of thee, but to fear the Lord thy God, and to walk in all his ways? And that's what all y'all got to be asking yourself. What do the Most High require of thee? Go to Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 12. This is what the Most High require of all his people, even the heathens. And now, Israel, what doeth the Lord thy God require of thee, but to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, to keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good. Behold, the heaven and the heaven of heavens is the Lord God. That is the third dimension. The heavens and the heavens of heavens. The Most High lives in the third dimension. Verse 14, behold, the heavens and the heaven of heavens is the Lord thy God. The earth also with all that therein is. Only the Lord had a delight in thy fathers to love them, and he chose their seed after them, even you, above all people, as it is this day. Circumcise therefore the foreskin of your heart, and be no more stiff-necked. For the Lord your God is a God of gods, and Lord of lords, a great God, a mighty and a terrible, which regardeth not the persons, nor taketh reward. He doeth execute judgment of the fatherless and widow, and loveth the stranger, and giving him food. I looked up this. The stranger right here is talking about an Israelite lacking inherited rights, as in saying that, they dad up and left and went to a different country. And they went back home, not knowing they got inherited rights, but they're going to get their rights once they get there. But there's a stranger, nobody knows them. They never seen them before in any other land, even Samaria or Jerusalem. And they just come over there, and you know that's a stranger. Nobody knows him. He's like, yeah, I'm Israel. My father's Israel. Oh yeah, what's up, bro? How you doing? What you need? You know what I'm saying? All right, it's Deuteronomy 10 and 18. He doeth execute the judgment of the fatherless and widow, and loveth the stranger, and giving him food and raiment. Love ye therefore the stranger, for ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. Thou shalt fear the Lord thy God. Him shalt thou serve, and to him shalt thou cleave, and swear by his name. He is thy praise, and he is thy God, that have done for thee these great and terrible things, which thine eyes have seen. Thy fathers went down into Egypt with 70 persons, and now the Lord thy God hath made thee as the stars of heaven for multitude. Okay? Call Shirah, Debar Yahweh, Anai Shai, Wanashaman. All that Yahweh said, what we doing here? Remember, you can also go who the covenant is made with. You can go to Exodus 24 and 8. That's the blood of the covenant. And you can go to Psalms chapter 105, verse 8 to 10. Israel, everlasting covenant. Hebrews 9, verse 1 to 23 will say so. It'll talk about the sprinkling on both the book and all the people. Sprinkle the blood on the book, stones, and the book that's inside of the covenant. Not the altar. What is it called again? I just forgot. But anyways, you will know what I'm talking about once you read Deuteronomy. But at the same time, uh, that's who the covenant is with and was made with. You can go to his precepts when you want. So, I just Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 11, verse 1. Therefore, thou shalt love the Lord thy God, and keep his charge, and his statutes, and his judgments, and his commandments always. 2 John 6. All right. And know you this day, for I spake not with your children, which have not known, which is us, and which have not seen the chastisement of the Lord your God, his greatness, his mighty hand, and his stretched out arm. And we're seeing it now. So everything that, Moses is talking about right here, we're starting to see it now. That's why you got to pay attention to prophecy. You got to know what's going on so you can start seeing it. You know what I mean? Because if you're not knowing it's there, you ain't going to know what's going on. Like you got Jersey City underwater, freeways underwater, New York, subways is underwater. Louisiana is underwater, New York, Philadelphia, underwater. Those are things that's happening. You go to, what's that, Isaiah 29 and 8, Isaiah 28, those precepts like that. And you start to see those things happening. It's going down. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to know prophecies and pay attention to them. You got to read these prophecies and things is happening, all right? All right, verse 2. And know you this day, for I spake not with your children, which have not known, which have not seen the chastisement of the Lord your God, his greatness, his mighty hand and his stretched out arm, and his miracles, and his acts which he did in the midst of Egypt, unto Pharaoh the king of Egypt, and unto all his land. All right, Exodus 25. And what he did unto the army of Egypt, unto their horses, and to their chariots, how he made the water of the Red Sea to overflow them as they pursued after you, and how the Lord hath destroyed them unto this day, and what he did unto you in the wilderness until ye came into this place, and what he did unto Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eli, the sons of Reuben, how the earth opened their mouth and swallowed them up, and their households, and their tents, and all the substance that was in their possessions in the midst of all of Israel. Remember that. But your eyes have seen all the great acts of the Lord which he did. Therefore shall ye keep all the commandments which I command you this day, that ye may be strong and go in and possess the land whither ye go to possess it, and that ye may prolong your days in the land which the Lord sware unto your fathers to give unto them and to their seed, a land that floweth with milk and honey. All right, 8, we go to chapter 8, verse 7 to 10 about that land of flowing with milk and honey. All right, that just gives you an example of what they're talking about, a land that flows with milk and honey. Okay, verse 10. For the land whither thou goest in to possess it, it is not as the land of Egypt, from whence ye came out, where thou sowedest thy seed, and waterest it with thy foot as a garden of herbs. But the land whither ye go to possess it is a land of hills and valleys, and drinketh water of the rain of heaven, a land which the Lord thy God careth for. The eyes of the Lord thy God are always upon it, from the beginning of the year even unto the end of the year. And it shall come to pass, if you shall hearken diligently unto my commandments, which I command you this day, to love the Lord God, and to serve him with all your heart and with all your soul, that I will give you the rain of your land in the due season, the first rain and the latter rain, that thou mayest gather in thy corn and thy wine and thine oil. And I will send grass in thy fields for the cattle, that thou mayest eat and be full. Take heed to yourselves, that your heart be not deceived, and ye turn aside and serve other gods, and worship them. And then the Lord's wrath be kindled against you, and he shut up the heavens, that there be no rain, and that the land yield not her fruit, and lest ye perish quickly from off the good land which the Lord giveth you. Therefore shall ye lay up these my words in your heart and in your soul, and bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they may be as frontlets between thine eyes. It's talking about a book. And ye shall teach them your children, speaking of them, when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt write them upon the doorposts of thine house, and upon thy gates, that your days may be multiplied, and the days of your children, in the land which the Lord sware unto your fathers to give them, as the days of heaven upon the earth. For if ye shall diligently keep all these commandments which I command you, to do them, to love the Lord your God, to walk in all his ways, and to cleave unto him, then will I drive out all these nations from before you, and ye shall possess greater nations and mightier than yourself. Every place whereon the soles of your feet shall tread shall be yours, from the wilderness and Lebanon, from the river Euphrates, even unto the utmost sea shall your coast be. There shall no man be able to stand before you. For the Lord your God shall lay the fear of you and the dread of you upon all the land that ye shall tread upon, as he hath said unto you. Behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse. A blessing if you obey the commandment of the Lord your God, which I command you this day. So I want to run into that. You know why I want to stop and run into that? Because every time you ask somebody how your day, they say blessed. But the only way you're going to be blessed is if you're keeping the commandments. So if we start questioning you based upon you saying you blessed and you not keeping the commandments, how the hell are you blessed? Satan blesses too. You know that, right? Satan to get you thinking. Satan to get you thinking that what you're doing is right and you're actually wrong. And you keep telling people, I'm blessed because you got a car. I mean, you blessed, you idiot. I mean, you blessed. You ain't keeping the laws. You got to put everything together to see if you're blessed. Okay, cool. I got a car, I got a house. Am I keeping the laws of the Most High? No, I'm not blessed. How am I getting this then? Because the people that run this earth right now, man, that's the wicked. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. If not, then who? They covered the faces of the judges thereof. Now, us brothers right here, because of the prophets' faces were covered up, these black men, dark brown men, okay, because their faces are covered up, our people don't look at us with the respect and listen to us to the fact that we're telling them that, hey, you're not blessed. You're actually cursed. And you got that gift from the people who run this place. They're giving you the gift. They're allowing you to go over and think these things while we're telling you you're not blessed. Watch. Deuteronomy 11 and 26. Behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse. A blessing if ye obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you this day. All right. Sorry. Verse 28. I'm sorry, 27. Slide. A blessing if you obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you this day, and a curse if you will not obey the commandments of the Lord your God, but turn aside out of the way which I commanded you this day to go after other gods which ye have not known. All right? Commandments, plural, more than one, not the commandment. Like he's saying, you broke that commandment, idolatry. But he said the commandments, more than one, plural. So with all that stuff y'all saying that you blessed, and I walk up on you and your beard is shaved, brother, you are not blessed. You are actually cursed. Okay? If you willingly break the commandment after thou hast heard the knowledge of the truth, there is no more sacrifices for sins. Verse 29. And it shall come to pass when the Lord thy God hath brought thee into the land, so unto the land whither thou goest to possess it, that thou shalt put the blessing upon it. And that I'm gonna start back at 29. And it shall come to pass when the Lord thy God hath brought thee in unto the land whither thou goest to possess it, that thou shalt put the blessing upon Mount Gerizim and the curse upon Mount Ebal. Are they not on the other side of Jordan, by the way where the sun goeth down in the land of Canaan? In the land of the Canaanites, which dwell in the champion over against Gilgal, beside the plains of Morah. For ye shall pass over Jordan to go in to possess the land which the Lord your God giveth you, and ye shall possess it and dwell therein, and ye shall observe to do all the statutes and judgments which I set before you this day. Kal Shara, Debar Yahweh, Anaya Shai, Menashema. All of Yahweh said, what we doing here. All right, y'all, we got one more chapter. As soon as I stop the refrigerator turned off. Okay. So, all right, this is Deuteronomy chapter 8. Turn on the light, brother. The water. All right, this is Deuteronomy chapter 12 and verse 1. These are the statutes and judgments which ye shall observe to do in all the land which the Lord thy God. Slap. These are the statutes and judgments. Shut that door, brother. The water. Deuteronomy chapter 12, verse 1. These are the statutes and judgments which ye shall observe to do in the land which the Lord God of thy fathers giveth thee to possess it, all the days that ye live upon the earth. All right. Ye shall utterly destroy all the places. Again, ye shall utterly destroy all the places wherein the nations which ye shall possess serve their gods, upon the high mountains and upon the hills and under every green tree. And ye shall overthrow their altars and break their pillars and burn their groves with fire. And ye shall hew down the graven images of their gods and destroy the names of them out of that place, and destroy the names of those gods out of that place. You shall not do so unto the Lord your God, but unto the place which the Lord God shall but unto the place which the Lord your God shall choose out of all your tribes to put his name there, even unto his habitation shall ye see, and thither shalt thou come. And thither ye shall bring your burnt offerings and your sacrifices and your tithes. Now we're about to get into a doctrine that is out there about can't eat beef. See, this is what I've been saying about people that don't read the law. They start to go into these doctrines and become a doctrine-based camp. You know what I mean? Because they don't want to read the law. You know, you're just not Torah-based. You need to get Torah. You need to get the Torah up underneath you, and then start gravitating out and understanding what's going on and what's happening, who these people and why they getting knocked off. The Most High is saying Hawashai might said something back then, and they just now catching up to him. You know, excuse me. All right, verse 6. And thither you shall bring your burnt offerings and your sacrifices and your tithes and heave offerings of your hand and your vows and your free will offerings and the firstlings of your herd and of your flocks. And there ye shall eat before the Lord your God, and ye shall rejoice in all that ye put your hands unto, ye and your household, wherein the Lord thy God hath blessed thee. Ye shall not do after all the things that we do here this day. Before every man whatsoever is right in his own eyes. And that's how people are now. Everybody do what's right in their own eyes. Instead of what Hamashiach Yahushua, the laws that his dad gave him to tell you. All right. Most High told him, hey, boom this, do that, boom that. And he told Masha told you. Well, our ancestors, and they supposed to teach us until now. All right, it's supposed to be installed in us. But a lot of people keep the laws, not even knowing. All right. But what's the first thing you notice about a person that's not keeping the law when you walk up, when you see them, and you just notice they don't keep the law?
Fear,
Right? Fringes. Fringes.
and way he just carry himself.
The way they carry themselves. Even if they got fringes, just the way they carry themselves. You know, you can tell if they're Israelite or not, just how they carry themselves. You know, you can tell a man of the Lord, you know, by the way he carries himself, not by how he talks. You know, let's see what he does. That's how he carries himself. All right, cool. Verse 7. And there ye shall eat before the Lord your God, and ye shall rejoice in all that you put your hand unto, ye and your household, wherein the Lord thy God hath blessed thee. Ye shall not do after all the things that we do here this day, every man whatsoever is right in his own eyes. For ye are not as ye come to the for ye are not as yet come to the rest and to the inheritance which the Lord your God giveth you. But when ye go over Jordan and dwell in the land which the Lord your God giveth you to inherit, and when he giveth you rest from all your enemies round about, so that ye dwell in safety, then there shall be a place which the Lord your God shall choose to cause his name to dwell there. Thither shall ye bring all that I command you, your burnt offerings, and this is called the altar. The place where he chooses to put his name there, that's going to be the altar. I'm going to say it again, verse 11. Then there shall be a place which the Lord your God shall choose to cause his name to dwell there. Thither shall ye bring all that I command you, your burnt offerings, and your sacrifices, your tithes, and the heave offering of your hand, and all your choice vows which ye vow unto the Lord. And ye shall rejoice before the Lord your God, ye and your sons and your daughters, and your men servants and your maid servants, and the Levite that is within your gates. For as much as he hath no part, no inheritance. Now, all these heave and vow offerings, who's going to eat them? We're going to find out. All right. Verse 13. Take heed to thyself that thou offer not thy burnt offerings in every place that thou seest. All right. You can't offer your burnt offerings in every place that you see and that you want. Okay. Here we go. Verse 14. And this goes for the people down here in San Diego. To that altar slash temple that's down there in Chicano Park. No, and it's not even an altar. You can't sacrifice there. It's defiled. Verse 14. But in the place which the Lord shall choose is one of thy tribes. There thou shalt offer thy burnt offerings, and there thou shalt do all that I command thee. Notwithstanding, thou mayest kill and eat flesh in all thy gates. Oh my goodness, that just cut somebody. Notwithstanding, thou mayest kill and eat flesh in all thy gates, whatsoever thy soul lusteth after, according to the blessing of the Lord thy God, which he hath given thee. The unclean and the clean may eat thereof, as of the roebuck and as the hart. Only ye shall not eat the blood; ye shall pour it upon the earth as water. Thou mayest not eat within the gate. It's like thou mayest not eat within thy gates the tithe of thy corn or of thy wine. See, getting to why you there's certain like the tithes and the firstling of all your animals and everything is to the Most High. The firstborn of every last one of them, even your son, belongs to the Most High. Verse 16. One of ye shall not eat the blood; ye shall pour it upon the earth as water. Thou mayest not eat within thy gates of thine. Thou mayest not eat within thy gates the tithe of thy corn, or of thy wine, or of thy oil, or thy or the firstling of thy herds, or of thy flocks, nor any of thy vows which thou vowest, nor thy freewill offerings, or heave offering of thine hand. But thou must eat them before the Lord thy God, in the place which the Lord thy God shall choose. Thou and thy son and thy brother, and thy manservant and thy maidservant, and the Levite that is within thy gates, and thou shalt rejoice before the Lord thy God, in all that thou puttest thy hand unto. Take heed to thyself, that thou forsake not the Levite as long as thou livest upon the earth. Forsake not a Levite. Verse 20. When the Lord thy God shall enlarge thy border, as he hath promised thee, and thou shalt say, I will eat flesh, because thy soul longeth to eat flesh. Thou mayest eat flesh, whatsoever thy soul lusteth after. Ain't that something? That vegan doctrine is getting ripped up. Verse 21. If the place which the Lord thy God hath chosen to put his name there be too far from thee, then thou shalt kill of thy herd and of thy flock, which the Lord hath given thee, as I have commanded thee, and thou shalt eat in thy gates whatsoever thy soul lusteth after. Even as the roebuck and the hart is eaten, so thou shalt eat them. The unclean and the clean shall eat of them alike. Only be sure that thou eat not the blood, for the blood is the life, and thou mayest not eat the life with the flesh. Thou shalt not eat it. Thou shalt not pour it upon the earth. Thou shalt not eat it. Thou shalt pour it upon the earth as water. Thou shalt not eat it, that it may go well with thee, and with thy children after thee, when thou shalt do that which is right in the sight of the Lord. Only thy holy things which thou hast, and thy vows thou shalt take, and go unto the place which the Lord shall choose, the altar. And thou shalt offer thy burnt offerings, the flesh and the blood, upon the altar of the Lord thy God. And the blood of thy sacrifices shall be poured out upon the altar of the Lord thy God. And thou shalt eat the flesh. See, because you're going to take your stuff to the altar and you're going to eat it there. So you can choose to eat meat that you don't have to take to the altar because it's not the firstling of your wine and of your oils and everything like that. It's not the, you know what I'm saying? But this is not the firstling. This is just like the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, or whatever. You can eat it. But now he's saying, verse 27, thou shalt offer thy burnt offerings, the flesh and the blood, upon the altar of the Lord thy God. And the blood of thy sacrifices shall be poured out upon the altar of the Lord thy God, and thou shalt eat the flesh. Because when you go offer a free will offering, you're going to be eating it. It's like the Most High is like, all right, here's something to eat. 28. Observe and hear all these words which I command thee, that it may go well with thee, and with thy children after thee forever, when thou doest that which is good and right in the sight of the Lord thy God. When the Lord thy God shall cut off the nations from before thee, whether thou goest to possess them, and thou succeedest them, and dwellest in their land. Take heed to thyself, that thou not be snared by following them, after that they be destroyed from before thee, and that thou inquire not after their gods, saying, how did these nations serve their gods? Even so will I likewise. It's like, even so will I do likewise. What he did to them, he's going to do to you. Thou shalt not do so unto the Lord thy God, for every abomination to the Lord which he have they done unto their gods. For even their sons and their daughters they have burnt in the fire to their gods. They sacrificed their own children in the fire. Like I was saying, these Edomites used to do that on the time of a Halloween. You know, the trick or treat. It was a trick or a treat that they'll give you. All right. But the treat that you would give you is like a, what was it, like a head or something?
The trick, you get the trick if, so basically if the parents say no, the trick is that they'll come back the next night and they'll leave a pumpkin and with like a candle in there with some blood and stuff, and they come back and they'll kill your family and stuff like that. But the treat is just they give you their virgin.
Yeah, the treat was the people who give their version to the people that come over there wearing all these funky Halloween costumes and death and all this other stuff. Verse 32. What things soever I command you, observe to do it. Thou shalt not add thereunto, nor diminish from it. Kal Shara, Debar Yahweh, Anai Shah, Wanashima. Mother Yahweh said, what we doing here. Shalom.